Bart, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the DeltaForce project. I'm going to leave you with some information, but I'm going to follow up when I get back. I just want you to be thinking about it. Here's the scenario. We are we have an opportunity right now because there is some state efforts to move in an energy efficient direction, and we can secure some work in the neighborhood of $600,000. But this is not just us. This is kind of the collective building um, to help with some HVAC changes and controls. Um, that alone won't have a strong impact on our electrical footprint, but it'll have some. And so, combining with another program called the DeltaForce project at the University of Virginia's facilities group, which we would be the first to participate with the DeltaForce project here. And they're going to combine that with some other money to help us. Now, the way that works is uh, they make the optimizations with lighting, basically, and some HVAC, that will move us further down the path of being a green, lower carbon footprint, sustainable building. And whatever that costs, the $600,000, our participation in that is free money to us, which is great. So we want them to do that, definitely. We want to participate. The DeltaForce project is the way that finance is managed. It's the money to make the improvements, and DeltaForce project is going to pay for that, or front that money up front, if you will, and make all those changes so that we have a reduction in electrical bill. Right now, our electrical bill is $250,000 a year. The estimation is right around a little bit under 170,000 is where it should end up if they do all or maybe slightly less if they do all these improvements. And so that difference, what they do is they keep our electric bill at 250 steady going forward. And then that gap with our actual electric bill, which is lowered because of the work they've done, would be, in this case, 250,000 minus 170. So would be $80,000. So every year, that $80,000 savings would go towards, if you will, paying back that loan, that fronted money by DeltaForce. So if DeltaForce spends $240,000 to do this work, which could be that, probably slightly less, right around that, we're kind of estimating. After 3 years, which happens to be 2022, that would be paid off and our electric bill would drop that year to 170. The good news is that during that entire time, we've been operating in this green fashion. And so that's the way it works. So let me show you a couple numbers. So here's looking at our electric bill. There was some major HVAC improvements in 2016, and that they were able to drop our electric bill down to 248,000. And so for the last 3 years, it's been pretty much steady, right at 248, roughly. If the average is right around 247,850 or so. And the projected is that we could drop the electric bill down to 164,000, just 165 roughly, really. And these are all projections based on engineering numbers. We talked a little bit about some additional things that actually could drop that a little bit lower, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. So those improvements come from things like retrofitting LED lights in all spaces, all possible spaces. And those designs really kind of need to be seen, I think. There's water efficiency that would be put in place, toilets and things like that, things that we do at home. There's some other, there's some details about HVAC that they're going to optimize even more. A variable feed drive fan, which They're all HVAC improvements. I could describe them to you, but it's really not that interesting. Happy to if you want to meet. Um, and then and some scheduling. So basically, what happens is somebody would would work with either Kyle, Laura, you, or me. Be happy to do it. Would work directly with the Delta Force project lead. We would look at each area in space and the scheduled occupancy hours, and they would actually schedule the HVAC to adjust according to that occupancy. Um, and there's a couple other things they could do. But there would be a scheduling of our HVAC because right now we're just pumping out cold air all the time, regardless of the schedule. Um, so that will help. Anyway, there's some other management of mechanical devices. Um, and then something that's not on this list that we talked about is lighting optimizations. And this is kind of the aesthetic benefit, something that we would see. And this is what, and I would encourage that we ask them to add this in because it's also going to save us electricity. And it's simply things like sliders on the door, on the lights. So right now my lights are at full. I really don't want them at full, but I don't want to be like Stephanie and climb up in the ceiling and unscrew light bulbs. I don't want to pay facilities to come in and unscrew light bulbs. But we put sliders on the study rooms, on every room, on every staff space, where it's appropriate. So that way people can adjust their level of light, and historically their numbers show that further drops the light bill, but also gives people that benefit of that aesthetic improvement. And so it's something people could visibly see, in addition to the announcement that we have reduced our carbon footprint, our electric footprint, our impact on the earth, water, and whatnot, to a certain level. So that's it. What I'm going to do is go back is go ahead and get from the DeltaForce team some specific breakdown of exactly what just one PowerPoint slide from them. We're working through that now to be able to take the cabinet and show them exactly where these improvements are, what exactly is going to happen. We're going to talk about timelines starting January 1st. What's phase 1? What's phase 2? When might we start seeing those improvements? And then here's something I think is important. I've had conversation with them, and they'd be happy to do this. I think that everybody needs to kind of see what optimized lighting looks like, and what these level controls and things like that for the lighting, what we're talking about. It's very simple. I think we all can imagine it. But they would come into my office and they would go ahead and optimize the lighting in here to demonstrate what the lighting optimization would look like. So LED lights, whatever their fixtures are, they put in. It wouldn't cost us anything. They do it for free. They'd put the light slider, the adjustable light strength slider on the wall. I don't think they would then optimize the HVAC. They're just going to do the lighting so we can see it. But in this space, for example, there's a temperature controller. Part of the big picture would be they would do some optimization. They would do some optimizations to that as well. So the question I need to answer sooner than later is, while I'm away, I'd like for them to drop in those lights for free, do the adjustment to the light switch in my office, so then we can invite people to come over and see what the light optimizations look like. I think it could be very important just to kind of translate for folks kind of where we want to go. The benefit to that is it's going to force me to clean my office. So anyways, I'm going to leave this thought with you. I'm going to come back to you on the 16th when I think that's the first Monday back after I'm back, and deliver to you exactly how that presentation, one-pager discussion might work and go with, go to cabinet and invite you to take it, or invite me to come and deliver it and answer questions. We could also bring one of the DeltaForce engineers with us, whatever you think is the right thing. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.